Today, we're diving into a major issue that has some iPhone 16 Pro users really frustrated. Yep, we're talking about a display problem that's leaving users hoping this is just a software glitch and not a hardware defect. Let's get right into it. So Apple recently dropped their 4 iPhone 16 Pro models, and they look stunning as always. You've got black titanium, white titanium, natural titanium, and desert titanium. But no matter how good these colors look, a beautiful design means nothing if your phone's screen doesn't work properly. And right now, it seems like some iPhone 16 Pro and iPhone 16 Pro Max users are complaining about their screens not being responsive. Imagine this, you've just spent at least $999 or maybe even more on one of the most expensive phones on the market, only to find that your touchscreen lags or sometimes even straight up ignores your taps, swipes, and scrolls. That's exactly what some iPhone 16 Pro users are facing. And let's be honest, no one wants a laggy touchscreen, especially on a high-end device like this. Now, the good news here is that many users believe the issue isn't hardware-related, which means it might not require a full recall of the devices. Instead, it seems like it could be a software problem. If that's the case, Apple might just need to roll out a simple iOS update to fix everything. So iPhone 16 Pro series users are already sharing their experiences online. For example, one user on Reddit of/known_tap_1462 mentioned that if your skin accidentally touches the area next to the new camera control button, the whole screen becomes unresponsive. The only part of the screen that still works is the home bar. They weren't sure if this is a hardware problem or just a system bug caused by Apple's new camera button, but they guessed that this is more of a software issue due to palm rejection. The user also shared a temporary solution. Try avoiding that problematic area or, if possible, use your left hand more. One possible explanation is that the issue could lie within the iOS touch rejection algorithm. This algorithm is designed to prevent unintended touches, but if it's overly sensitive, it might end up ignoring the touches you want to register. The problem seems to happen when users accidentally touch parts of a display, especially near the new camera control button on the right side of the screen. This small half-circle area seems to be where the magic, or rather, the issue happens. When you accidentally touch this part of the display, the iPhone rejects any new inputs for a short time. This leads to frustration when users find their taps and swipes are being ignored. Now, why is this issue cropping up on the iPhone 16 Pro series? Well, one reason could be the thinner bezels. Compared to last year's iPhone 15 Pro, the iPhone 16 Pro has slimmer bezels, which means there's less space to protect the screen from accidental touches. So when you inadvertently brush your finger against the display, the phone might misinterpret that as an unwanted input and ignore it. If this sounds familiar, it's because Apple has had similar issues in the past. Remember back in 2010 with the iPhone 4 and the infamous antenna gate. The iPhone 4's new antenna placement caused users to lose signal strength when they held their phone a certain way. This led to Steve Jobs famously telling users, "You're holding it wrong." In the end, Apple handed out free rubber bumpers to fix the issue. It seems history could be repeating itself with the iPhone 16 Pro and its touchscreen problems. But instead of a physical solution like a bumper, this time Apple will likely deliver a software update soon to fix this issue. Once that happens, hopefully the iPhone 16 Pro and iPhone 16 Pro Max displays will become responsive again, and this will all just be a bad memory. If you're dealing with a problem, hang tight and let's hope that iOS 18 gets an update ASAP. That's it for today. What are your thoughts on this iPhone 16 Pro display issue? Do you think it's just a software bug or could it be something bigger? Let me know in the comments below. As always, see you in the next video. In 2 months' time, the iPhone 16 Pro Max will succeed the iPhone 15 Pro Max and take on the mantle as the best and most advanced iPhone out there. Although there's plenty of time until September and a lot can change, we seem to know a lot about the upcoming top iPhone model based on rumors and leaks. How is the iPhone 16 Pro Max shaping up against its predecessor? What's changing and what's staying the same? Let's see how the iPhone 16 Pro Max shapes up against the current best iPhone Apple has in its roster. First up, let's talk about design and size. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will inherit the same design language as the iPhone 15 Pro Max, employing the same titanium frame with a completely flat screen. The major difference between the iPhone 16 Pro Max and the iPhone 15 Pro Max will be size. The upcoming iPhone screen will grow to 6.9 inches across, a significant bump over the iPhone 15 Pro Max's 6.7-inch display. To achieve this, they're likely shrinking the bezels down even further and making the phone itself slightly larger overall. As per the rumors, the iPhone 16 Pro Max will measure 163mm in height and 77.58mm in width, versus 159.9mm and 76.7mm for the iPhone 15 Pro Max, respectively. A small but notable change, all things considered. The iPhone 15 Pro Max debuted with an action button instead of a mute switch and a USB Type-C port at the bottom, so those two features will be carrying over to the newer model as well. However, the iPhone 16 series will be scoring another button, dubbed the Capture button. Colors-wise, the iPhone 15 Pro Max was available in 4 understated and titanium-inspired colors. We've heard that Apple might use another titanium processing technique that will make the iPhone 16 Pro Max glossier and also more capable of retaining colors. Moving on to display differences. As mentioned, the iPhone 16 Pro Max will come along with a significantly larger display, measuring at 6.9 inches across. Aside from the size, we don't clearly expect any other major changes. We're certainly getting a liquid Retina XDR display with an OLED panel delivering superb colors, contrast, and exceptional maximum brightness. The screen will support 120Hz ProMotion refresh rate, making scrolling through the interface and on-screen content way smoother. Now let's delve into performance and software. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will feature a second-generation 3nm chip, possibly dubbed Apple A18 Pro. As one can imagine, we expect that the Apple A18 Pro will have better performance than the Apple A17 Pro. Due to the heavily rumored focus on AI for both iOS and the iPhone 16 range, we expect that the iPhone 16 Pro Max will come with a much improved neural engine to take care of all the generative AI features. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will also be a first to debut iOS 18 with a focus on artificial intelligence features. The new iPhone 16 Pro Max will also support faster Wi-Fi 7 and a more power-efficient 5G modem, keeping you future-proofed on the connectivity front. Let's talk about the camera. As the iPhone 15 Pro Max delivers a host of important camera features, chief among which is the new 120mm telephoto lens, the iPhone 16 Pro Max could finally address one of the forgotten cameras that hasn't recently scored any significant overhauls, the ultra-wide. Analyst Ming-Chi Kuo believes that Apple will be introducing a 48-megapixel ultra-wide camera on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. When it comes to audio quality, iPhone Pro Max devices are always up there with the best, setting the benchmarks for all other manufacturers to measure up against. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will be no exception. The same generally applies to haptics too. iPhones are arguably the best devices when it comes to haptic feedback, giving us precise and accurate vibrations that are sufficiently strong yet not overpowering. Lastly, battery life and charging. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will reportedly feature a much larger 4,676 mAh battery compared to the 4,422 mAh battery in the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Charging-wise, we haven't heard anything about a potential charging speed increase, but we hope to see one on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. So far, the iPhone 16 Pro Max is shaping up to be a logical improvement to the iPhone 15 Pro Max, delivering key upgrades in important areas like screen size, performance, AI, and battery life. Thus far, we haven't heard anything particular about a potential price increase, so it's safe to assume that the iPhone 16 Pro Max will start at $1,199 for the 256GB version. Of course, if there's an iPhone 15 Pro Max in your pocket, then you'll probably have few reasons to upgrade to the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Stay tuned for more updates on the iPhone 16 Pro Max as we get closer to its release date. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for the latest tech news and reviews. Thanks for watching. Until next time.